This is a very quick introduction to the SQLPage web development framework. The page you're seeing here is linked down beneath the video. We've got some examples that we'll cover very briefly, and you can get started using SQLPage by clicking on the Download Releases link. Grab the version for the operating system you're on. You see they're all very small and they download very quickly. Open the compressed file, extract it to the folder that you choose. And at that point, you can delete the zip file. And you have a folder here which has a configuration file, .json file, and then an executable which you can run. And that's it. SQLPage is now running. You can see by default it runs on port 8080. When that's running, we can go to localhost on your local machine, port 8080, and you'll see that it's running. In order to run an application, we'll take this little bit of code and we'll pop it into a text file. I'm going to save that file with a .SQL extension. So here, now that, just to be clear, that file is saved in the same folder as the SQLPage executable. That can be configured also in the configuration settings. But by default, here we have the program running localhost for 8080, and we're going to open up that items.sql file. You can see it's an application which enables you to enter values into the database and displays those values. Let's take a really quick look at the code for that. First line of the code creates a table in the database named things with a column named items, stores text, can't be null. This next line inserts submitted values into that database in that column. The value that's submitted is a value that we're going to enter in a form down here. So this third line presents the form component UI interface with the text add item as a title and a single field named item. Later on, when we submit that form, the value from that field, from the item field, is retrieved using a colon in front of the label here. And the last line here displays another UI component, a list component, with the text displayed on top, items, as a title. And each row is queried from the things table, from the items column, and those values are set as the title of each row in that component. So you see here you have an item, an add item text on top of the form with an item field, submit button, and then that text list displaying the items. It's fairly typical of SQLPage code. There are a lot more examples on this page which demonstrate how to interact with APIs, how to create APIs, how to create full CRUD applications with data tables in just a few lines. So you can see all this and see the explanations by watching the longer video here.